You actually have to do the work.
I love that, because I think for a lot of people, networking sounds like getting through the right door, being in the right room with the right people, and understanding where you want to be. Yes, fine and great, but how do you actually get better at it?
You can't walk a journey by yourself. That's the same thing in any industry you're in. So networking is very important because it shows you.
I've been there. I've been in the situation where I want to just connect with everyone because I need the business. I know I need my name out there. I'm trying to build a name for myself.
That's how you get to grow your network. Because
for you to get to the point where you're like, so hi, my name is, and this is what I do.
Right. So let's say you finally get that CEO crush who you've been like, I want to work with this person. They finally are in your vicinity. What are you presenting to them? What are you showing them?
Young entrepreneurs starting out for the first time. Where do you even start in building your network? Welcome back to the Zantchito Entrepreneurship Podcast, brought to you by the European Union and the UNDP. My name is Nicole Kamwendo, and it's an absolute pleasure to be your host. In this episode, we are going to be having a conversation about a topic that is more often than not overlooked. We are going to be discussing networking. It's not just about your business cards. Did you know that your network could actually be the runway that launches your business? Let's get into it. To unpack this absolutely juicy conversation is a woman who is a songwriter, musician, producer, a creative entrepreneur, 2023 Mandela Washington Fellow, Kim Kaunda, who you probably know more formally or more casually as Kim of Diamonds, is with me. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for that lovely welcome, Nicole. I'm very happy to be here with your Zantchito audience. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule, because you do so much, Kim. Like, you do so much. There is, and I literally have to read what she does because there's the Diamond Standard, there's Girls Beat Club, where you're empowering young female music producers, which is absolutely amazing, by the way. I did not know there were that many young female producers. And you've also got the Music Business Academy for Africa, and you've built your amazing network around you. So my question is, like, how did it all start? When was the moment that you realized the power of your network?
I think that moment came around in 2018. I would say I started doing music properly in 2015 because my brother is the one who encouraged me to go to the studio.
Brother.
We did our first 2 albums together, and he showed me the ropes. How do you release your music? Send it to radios, which was great. And then 2018 is when I released my first self-titled album called Kim of Diamonds. That's the one where I was doing the paying, the producer, everything.
You didn't have a manager?
I didn't. My brother was managing me, but he didn't want to call himself my manager.
Okay.
So he was just basically I was interning how to be my own manager, but I didn't see it that way at that time. And then 2018, I released my self-titled album. Before then, people knew me as Kim. And then I thought to myself, but anybody could be Kim, like a guy, a girl. There's no real identity to it. And then my brother had set up a social media account for me on Instagram called Kim of Diamonds. The Kim of Diamonds comes from the fact that my parents named me after a diamond man city. So that's where the name comes from. So I thought, because every time people would meet me in public at the banks, they'd say, oh, you're Kim of Diamonds from Instagram. Because I used to do these short little singing videos. So I was like, you know what? People already call me that. Let me just embody that name. Hence 2018, I decided to release the album called Kim of Diamonds. And then I realized, wow, I don't really know too much about the business side of this music thing that I'm doing. So anyways, I continued. And then in 2019 is when I can say someone that I knew recommended me for an opening for being a community manager for a music company that came into Malawi. They wanted to do a 6-week intensive training for songwriting, teaching girls how to produce and how to write songs and all of that. So through this person's recommendation, I was on board for the 6 weeks. They liked the way that I worked and everything. And then they offered me the role to be a community manager and A&R for their company called Nivak at that time. So when I became the A&R manager, I was like, I like this, but what does this job really entail? Because in Malawi, there's no such thing as A&R.
No, there isn't.
And there's no school to teach you how to really operate in that area. So for me, that's when networking intentionally started happening. When I got this job with Nivak as the A&R, I was like, I love that I'm finally, because I never imagined I could do full-time career in music, let alone in Malawi. Even though I knew I could sing, I didn't think, oh, one day I want to be an artist. It was never that for me because I didn't see where I would be able to take it. So anyways, I get appointed to be the A&R and community manager for Nivak. And I'm like, I need to actually learn how to do this job very well. So I went online, Google, African music business. There was nothing. Literally,
really?
Everything is outside of Africa. The music business courses, programs are outside of Africa, and they're all focused on the Western music industry.
Okay.
But as you know, the African creative industry is very unique. Even the countries, I know we have similar problems, but each country has unique features. So I was like, so how do I understand the atmosphere I'm working in Malawi, but also for Africa? Because my job was to find artists. As an A&R, your job is to find artists, discover them, develop them, and then pitch them to labels who are looking for artists to sign up. And I had no clue how to do that. So anyways, Enter Music Business Academy for Africa finally popped up on my Google search. I looked it up and I was like, I'm going to do this course. And I signed up for it, but Forex issue said no.
Of course,
you will not.
It's
Malawi.
Malawi.
You will not proceed.
Remind you where you're from.
So, anyways, I sent them an email and I said, I'm trying to sign up for this program, but I'm having issues with my country's Forex situation. And luckily, they had a female sponsorship beneficiary fund going on, and I applied for it and I got in. I was so ecstatic, you know. So it was a 6-month course. Online, it focuses on Saturday and Sunday. It was through this program that I literally finally understood the music business and the creative industry in Malawi and Africa. So fast forward from there, I got to be in the top 10 for the MBA for Africa program.
Wow.
It was not easy, girl, but I said, I can do this.
I mean, you're a diamond.
I'm a diamond.
In
right?
pressure.
Spirit of excellence.
Exactly.
So I made the top 10. They flew us out to Lagos. The top 10 people. And that's where the networking continued.
Okay.
So as much as I was working for Nivak, I was also learning like on the job and connecting with other people from other African continents through the MBA for Africa program.
Other African countries.
Yes. So from that kind of experience for me, that's when networking showed me that you can actually build relationships with people by you being curious to learn. So if you see me doing a lot of things, sometimes you mentioned at the start, oh, you do a lot of things. For me, it's a learning experience. I get to meet with people in different atmospheres and environments, and that's where you can really understand if you and this person can work together, if your visions align. There's some people that I've met 2-3 years ago and we shared ideas, but we didn't immediately work together. But at some point, something pops up that reminds you, oh, I know such and such a person that can help me with ABC. So my music career led me to the music business side of things because I now wanted to manage myself better. And also deliver better for the company I was working with, Nivak. And then I was inspired to start my own entity along that journey, the Diamond Standard. I could see, like when you look at the landscape in Malawi, there's no company or business dedicated to developing Malawian talent. Everyone wants the hype.
Of course.
The end product.
Of course.
But nobody wants to. So working for Nivak, being connected to the MBA for Africa showed me step 1 all the way to where you want to take the artist in terms of their life cycle, what they need to invest in. So here we are. So before I forget, the Diamond Standard is the company that I set up to help me put this vision or bring it to life, to say, yes, I'm learning music and music business, but I also want to be able to make a business out of it for myself, a creative business.
Yeah, that's a very powerful point I think that you've made there. The angle of you didn't just want to be an artist and then you brought in the finances into it and the business side into it, really. So you could call yourself a music entrepreneur at this point.
Yes, actually very true. Music and creative entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because like it's not enough to be an artist anymore. It's a model that used to work like for a long time, obviously, maybe for the past 50 to 100 years. But now moving forward, we need artists that understand the process. We also need people from other industries to understand the creative process. Because without the creative industry, a lot of the other industries will actually not be able to move forward, if I'm honest with you.
That is true.
Imagine the world without music.
Not just that, without copywriters.
Copyright.
We take copywriters. These little adverts that we see, these little blurbs, we forget it's a whole creative team that has to come up with the right language, the right wording, and all of these things. So now that you're an entrepreneur, why do you think networking is important?
Networking is important because of the spirit of Ubuntu. I think that's like the most important foundation. Networking means that you're not just...
Actually, that is a very good point. I think naturally Africans...
We have that sense
we believe in networking already.
Because you can't build something by yourself. You can't walk a journey by yourself. That's the same thing in any industry you're in. So networking is very important because it shows you what you need to be more of.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can isolate yourself and think, I need to focus on this. But if you work with other people, they help you to clarify your vision. They also provide you with insights that can help you say, oh, actually, maybe I don't want to do that, or I want to do that. But also, for me, networking has allowed me to see beyond my geographical location.
Okay.
And to think beyond what is comfortable to me. Because you meet people and they tell you, hey, I made $10,000. I made this amount of money from my music, and you think, how? You know, but if you exist in your own bubble, you can't do that. But also with networking, you can connect with different industries.
Okay.
Music industry can't just exist by itself. You can connect to the gaming, you can connect to the banking industry. So it's very important for you to be a people person, not to please people, but to give them value, to also elevate what their mission is and what your mission in life is. That's how I see networking.
I like that you have said that the right kind of networks also, you need to know who you want to be connected to at the end of the day. Because like you said, you cannot exist in a bubble. And you know, man, it's like these are proverbs we've known since we were children. They're African problems that exist for a reason. No man is an island. But then now, if you're a young entrepreneur starting out for the first time, where do you even start in building your network?
Where do you start? You start with your friends, man. Like, you really need to have a circle of people that have somewhere that they want to go in life. So before you even connect with other people, you have to connect with yourself. What is your life purpose? What do you feel you're existing to do, to accomplish? Then you can look around you and say, okay, who else is on the same trajectory?
Okay.
You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, like they say. I know we hear that all the time.
But I don't think people know what that means.
Well, okay, I can try to break down what it means.
Because I think a lot of people think it means be humble.
No.
It doesn't mean it. It's nothing to do with humility.
No, nothing to do with humility, honestly. You want to be in a room where people force you to think. Where people force you to not get comfortable to say this is good enough. People who say, we can do better. We can go this way, we can try. And people who are willing to take risks. So for you, if you're starting out in the networking industry, it's not even a networking industry, to be honest, but just be someone who's interested in other people genuinely. Also know what you want to achieve and accomplish, because with networking, you have to now choose who do you want to connect with. I know the Bible talks about how can 2 or 3 agree unless they walk, unless they are working together, unless you come together in terms of thinking. So you have to look at networking that way. Who are the people who are thinking in the direction that I want to go to? I watch a lot of YouTube videos to kind of help me elevate, because when I look at the Malawian creative scene, there's no one that I feel is here to elevate me like that, which is very concerning.
Step on those toes, girl.
I don't know about you, but I really feel like a lot of Malawians look externally outside of Malawi for their for their inspiration to do better. Yeah. And it shouldn't be that way. You should be able to say, people in Malawi are inspiring me to do better. So for anyone out there who wants to network, think horizontally. Don't try to reach out for the CEO. Don't try to reach out for the big names. I see a lot of this in the music industry. You want to collaborate with the biggest artists because you feel like that's where your big break is going to come through. No, darling. You need to network with your friends, the people who are next up just like you. Very important. Because if you're genuinely interested in other people, it changes the way they approach you with opportunities and, you know, opportunities to work together or to build projects together. So don't just be a taker. Don't just be someone who uses people. In Malawi, we have that mentality of how can I use this person? The spirit of opportunity. What is it called?
Being opportunistic.
Couldn't say that myself. The spirit of being opportunistic. Oh, this person is the next big thing. How can I ride their wave? But flip that and say, what value am I creating that's going to attract people to come to me? Think of it as a garden. A garden doesn't move around for butterflies and bees to come to it.
They don't chase.
They don't chase. You literally just take care of your home ground and everything else will come. So networking is not just about pretending that you're doing something or that you want to do something. You actually have to do the work.
I love that because it sounds like what it is it's about positioning yourself right. How you position yourself, not just chasing after every nitty bitty thing. Yes, exactly. And I love your phrase, network horizontally. I love that so much because when you're in a room, it's very easy to get sidetracked by the glamour.
Yeah.
Like you see that person that you've had, let's say, for lack of a better word, you've had a massive professional crush on. You're like, I really want to work with this person, but that's not exactly who you should be working with because that's not who's actually going to grow you. So how do you actually get better at it? Because I think for a lot of people, networking sounds like getting through the door, getting through the right door, being in the right room with the right people and understanding where you want to be is fine and great. But how do you actually get better at it? Well, how do you turn those, I do XYZ to, now we're doing XYZ. Turn the conversations into work now to actually functioning. How do you get better at that? Because you seem like you have done so well at it.
Girl, it's been a journey of taking advice from other people and also sitting down and asking yourself in the next 2 to 5 years, what do you want to do?
Clarity on your goals.
Clarity on your vision, your goals is very important because why are you networking? Is it just for the hype, for the likes? Now we have to go beyond the hype and the likes, especially if you're building a legacy. Again, it comes down to your vision. So for you to continue to elevate, you must start with your vision. Write it down. Understand what you're building, what you want to do. Next thing, now you have to brand yourself. No one's going to come and brand you. The way to look at branding is you are telling your story. How do you want people to perceive you? You are in charge of that. And I feel like a lot of the times we leave that narrative with other people to say, you can tell me who Kim of Diamonds is. No, you can't. I've tried my best to make sure that every time I am involved in a project, I'm doing a workshop, I'm attending an event, I put it in my own words, on social media because that's how people perceive us now from social media.
Yeah,
so it's very important for you to build up a digital footprint. What are you doing? Who are you working with? That's how you get to grow your network because people want to be linked to someone who's doing something, someone who is also clear about where they're going. Otherwise, where are you taking me if you're not certain? So that's people out there who are watching, make sure you're investing in your digital footprint. But like I keep saying, you have to actually do the work. So let's say you finally get that CEO crush who you've been like, I want to work with this person. They finally are in your vicinity. What are you presenting to them? What are you showing them? Very important. But for me, I've flipped it. It's not about how people perceive me. It's now for me what am I leaving in the world genuinely? Not just a good social media post, not just a PR. I want the next person that works with me to say, Kim is really good at what she does. So even if she's charging 100 million, watch out, US dollars, I would put my money on her. I would put my money on anything that she works in because I have seen her work ethic. Your work ethic is very important. A lot of people think networking is just like a shortcut to get.
It's just a contact. No. It's just having a bunch of contacts in your address book, hey, I know XYZ.
So let me just text them.
I have Sabuza Ngwenya's number. I can just
bring more to the table. And I want to inspire a lot of young Malawians to really bring more to the table. Networking intentionally. Don't just aim for the big nails. Genuine. And even some of the big names you want to connect with, they don't have the characteristics of someone that can bring positive change. And I feel like we need to be a country that focuses on positive change, and we can do that through networking and the relationships we build. Because if you're moving with people who are corrupt, people who like to take shortcuts, people who don't understand the value of what you're building, you will find that you are being taken along for a very long ride. I'll end that there because I'm about to air some people out.
No, because I love this because I think that's a misconception a lot of people have, which is where you think that you should just, you need to rub shoulders with the CEOs when it's actually, dare I say, the nobodies that you need to actually talk to because I think that's where a lot of raw talent is.
Nobodies.
Those are the people who genuinely can actually help you grow and teach you a thing or two and help you along your journey. I think that's really important. So essentially, I think I love that. I love that so much because it's not just about rubbing shoulders with the CEOs and the who's. It's actually the nobodies that help you along your way. The people that we call, I'm going to put nobodies in quotes because they are not the most well-known names, but I genuinely think they're the ones who can actually help people along the runway that we're basically focusing on. So what practical tips would you say are important to nurture and grow these relationships that you form?
Okay, one of the most practical things I would advise a young person in any type of business, not just the creative industry, is you need to have a clear roadmap of what you are doing and what you're trying to build or what you're trying to sell.
Okay.
That roadmap is going to tell you which direction you should go. And once you're clear on that direction you want to take, now you look around at your environment and say, which spaces or circles do I want to get into? But before you get into those spaces, study the people. Because some people are good at putting on a show to say they're doing something when they're not really doing something. And
I know a few.
And sometimes you have to be comfortable building your own table if you feel like it doesn't exist. Because there's a room everywhere. There's a table everywhere. And I think you know this. Sometimes when you're trying to break into certain industries, certain markets, there's like gatekeeping that happens. Of course. So you have to be mentally prepared to go at it alone as well, and take it like a business. Find out what types of registrations, or are you a solo entrepreneur, partnership, LLC? Find out the business aspect of it, and also come up with a business plan, right? And if you need to find mentors, do it. If you see someone who's doing something that you like, you can approach them and say, hey, can I be a volunteer? Can I intern to get hands-on experience? And the other thing that you can do, you can offer your services for free. Hey, this is what I do. This is my portfolio. You can come. We can work together for a month.
But the shyness. How do you get over the shyness, Kim? Because
listen,
girl, for you to get to the point where you're like, so hi, my name is, and this is what I.
Right. I think you have to switch that off. Okay. I know it sounds easier said than done. But
it does.
I've learned to put aside my shyness. You wouldn't believe like I'm a reserved person. I'm not really wanting. I don't want to be in the spotlight like that. But it just so happens that's where my calling is. So you have to flip your mindset to say, this is what I want to do. I really have to show up for it 100%. Because no one is going to put you on unless you put yourself on.
Have you ever had a situation though before? I mean, now this is you speaking after 10 years of doing this and the wealth of experience that you have. But when you were first starting out, did you ever have that experience where you were like, woo, I almost bit my tongue there? Or did you actually bit your tongue and you know? I've fumbled.
Well, yeah, I mean, through the fumbling, you learn what kind of system you need to put in place. I've been in partnerships or collaborate with people that showed me that this is not going to work out. And that's part of the journey. It's not a negative thing. Like when you observe, like after you figured out your road plan, what you want to do, your business plan and everything, now you must sit down and think, with where I want to go, do I also have the right mindset? To do what I want to accomplish. Because if you're just doing it for clout, a lot of people are clout chasing. And I think that's where the danger is. Because that means you're going to be all over the place. When I was with the MBA for Africa, with the people that I connected with, were able to reach out and say, hey, can you come and facilitate one of our programs?
Okay.
And I was able to do that easily. But if they didn't like me, they would not have offered me that. And even when I mentioned I was in Lagos for like a 1 week, when I was there, I made sure I was available, showing people that I'm willing to learn. And even if I'm wrong, I'm willing to learn again. People like to see that you are a genuine person, but someone that learns and able to teach other people. You also have to be willing to learn from experiences. I think that's the biggest thing I can say. So putting yourself out there, using social media, these are the things that I've personally done. I sign up for different programs. I think I mentioned this as well.
Yeah.
What else have I done to put myself out there? I go to events. I'll be in the front row seat singing or just listening to other people performing, because for me, that's part of networking. You know, you don't know who you're going to meet. The nobodies are the next up people. You don't know if maybe next year I'm going to be, or 10 years from now, I'm going to be the president of Malawi. You wouldn't know that. If you treat me anyhow right now, I'm paying attention to how people treat nobodies. I'm also paying attention to how people treat me at this level of where I'm building myself up. So if I'm on level 1 and I meet with you and you treat me like I'm trash, like I don't bring anything to the table, please best believe as I am getting ahead, I will remember who to work with and who not to work with.
I like that you've brought in that aspect of networking, because I think it's constantly overlooked, choosing who not to work with. Because for a lot of people, they assume that a network is a gigantic address book, and we've kind of like killed that narrative now. I hope we've kind of killed that narrative to think of it as an address book, but at the same time also the angle of choosing who not
to work with.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find out who not to work with after you've worked with them. And it's like
more often than not, actually.
Yeah, and it's better that way. because you get to see people's work ethic, characteristics. I've gone through those experiences where I know I'm never going to work with ABC. There are people in my blacklist book where I'm like, even if they're really good at what they do, I am never going to work with these people. So it's very important for you as a young person to not feel desperate to be in certain rooms. Be focused. I know what I'm saying sounds like it's like, but it's like really know yourself so that you don't feel the desperation to say, I need to connect with this person. I need to go here.
I love that so much, because when it comes to the desperation, let me tell you something.
Tell me.
Opportunity for me to vet too. When it comes to choosing who not to work with, I think it's very important to have that boundary. And a lot of young entrepreneurs, because I've been there, I've been in the situation where I want to just connect with everyone because I need the business. I know I need my name out there. I'm trying to build a name for myself. So I need to do as many events as I can. And earlier on, and a lot of people don't know this, I've been doing this for 10 years. Earlier on in my career, I was taking on anything. Like I was taking on any gig you could throw my way. I was doing it. I was so afraid to step on toes. I was so afraid to say no, because what if I say no to this event and then they say, oh, Nicole says no to events going forward. You know, like she says no to working with this and that and da. So it took a couple of years to get to the point where I was like, okay, fine. I think this is really not for me. There was a gentleman who I have my social media pages. I think that what I love also, what ties into what you were saying, knowing who you are and your identity and how genuine you should be as a person. Just don't change your authenticity as well. Is another thing I was going to add into this. Don't be fake at any point in time, because my social media pages, I think my personality is clear in all of my pages. So I was ranting about something, an experience that I had. And the PR manager of this place, this particular establishment, called me up. We had a 15-minute phone call of this person just ranting at me and calling me names and telling me to take it down. Crazy. Like, take down that post, And I'm like, you're not going to invalidate my feelings. I had a terrible experience at your establishment and it's not going anywhere. I was sued. Literally, I was sued for cyberbullying, apparently, because you're not allowed to give customer experience reviews in Malawi online that get thousands of views, that go extremely viral. You're not allowed to do that in Malawi. Well, apparently. It didn't faze me. The video is still up there. So fast forward, 3 years later, the same gentleman calls me to say, oh, hey, hi, I want you to do an event for me.
Oh.
I said no.
How the tables turned.
Oh, no, I said no immediately. I said no. And
you didn't even consider it?
No. The moment I knew who I was speaking to, and I never forgot his voice.
Standards.
I've never met this man in my life. Even till today. It's been 5 years since that happened. Never met this man in my life. He called me up and he's like, oh no, there's an event that I want. But it's a really big event, mind you. It's a really big event. No, I want you to do this event. And I'm like, do you think I smoke crack?
You think I forgot?
I don't forget. I said, I had a horrible experience with you when you thought I was a nobody. You thought I was never going to have value in future. You thought I'm just some babes that just does these small things and then you can just chat. No. So after that experience, genuinely, I learned it the hard way, that there's certain people who would treat you like nothing when you're a nobody and expect you to have forgotten about it when you become somebody and want to work with them. And this gentleman till today doesn't understand that. I still remember 5 years ago, my guy, he's forgotten, doesn't even remember. Maybe he's going to remember when he watches this episode. Had a horrible conversation with me on the phone. Took me to court for this whole thing. And I'm never going to work with them.
You see, character over everything. So, okay, fine, opportunity is coming, but does it maintain your character? Because I also think the other thing about the business environment in Malawi is a lot of character is lacking.
Yes.
Like integrity.
Yes.
Showing up on time, work ethic, and just being a person who walks their talk. So things like that for me is very relatable. Like I mentioned, there are people who I've seen to say this person is very talented, even graphic designers that you've worked with, probably incredibly talented, or even photographers. But when it comes to delivering the product, it's like you are chasing them.
I have stories.
So I think the other thing for young people to do is set boundaries. Do not be desperate. And know that if something is meant for you, I know we hear this on social media and everywhere, but if it's really for you, it will stick. But some experiences are not necessary for you to take yourself through. Like you said, if you notice that certain people don't respect other people, don't imagine you're going to be any different.
Exactly.
Take hints. And also just watch your environment and understand what level are you at. Because everyone is at a different level. I'll give you an example. We talk about a business life cycle. It's the same thing as an artist life cycle. If you're in stage 1, what you want to what you need is going to be different from someone who's on a 3rd level, someone who's about to blow up. So also being able to read your room and understand what stage you're at is very helpful to how you can network. There's no point of you getting a massive person's contact if you're in level 1. Maybe you're going to use it one day. But who you need to
But they might not even be a CEO.
They might not even be a CEO, you see. So treat everyone with respect is what we're saying here. You don't know who the next big thing is. You don't even know if you're going to be the next big thing. But guess
you
what?
might
People,
not make it
you
also.
might not even make it. But guess what? People remember how you made them feel, how you treated them. You treated me with respect. In fact, sometimes, for example, sometimes people say, Kim, you said this to me years ago, and I don't even remember. But I was being genuine, and it helped them. So we need more people who are just like speaking and operating from the heart.
So if we were to put it into a summary, you've said one.
Know your vision. Be very clear about it. Write it down.
Your goals.
Have a roadmap.
Your
what
roadmap.
else? Understand what cycle where you're at. Are you in level 1 or 3 or 5? And figure out what kind of resources you need to have access to.
And the kind of people that you need to know.
Yes, the circles you need to be in.
Yes.
Register your business. Don't just take it as a hobby as well. Very important.
Get over the shyness. Of approaching
when
people.
When people tell me I'm shy, I'm like, get over it. It's not even a thing you should be saying out loud. Work on it and get over it. People don't need to know you're shy. The other thing is, what did we mention? Don't be desperate.
Don't be
so desperate to be getting the big circles. You don't know what those people are dealing with. Get comfortable building your own table and your own rooms with people who are also going in the same direction as you. You can use your vertical network to achieve a lot than what you think you need your horizontal network for, Does that make sense? Like your horizontal, not vertical, your horizontal network is what is going to help you more than just the vertical one. Network. Finally said it properly. Yes. Yeah.
Kim, thank you so much. You've been so insightful. You've been genuine. I love the vibes, and I love how honest you've been with your conversation that we've had today regarding networking and the true side of it and what happens behind the scenes and how important it is to actually know your worth as a person, the value that you bring to the table, and who you are as a business. Thank you for
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Are you ready to put these networking tips into practice? Visit the Zantchito Entrepreneurship website, where we share when our next networking event is going to be, and join the community of young entrepreneurs. There's so many resources for you that you can find on this particular website. And also, if you've got questions or networking stories of your own, reach out to us on social media. We'd love to hear them, and we'd love to share them for you. Also, don't miss out on the next episodes. Subscribe to Zantchito Entrepreneurship Podcast on Facebook. We are on Instagram. And of course, we are on YouTube, so you never miss an opportunity to learn more about your entrepreneurship journey. That's all that we had for this episode. Until the next time, don't forget to keep fueling your futures and nurturing those networks that will be the runway to launch your business. My name is Nicole Kamwendo. It's been a pleasure. Until next time.